This is the machine we're going to be using today. We'll be showing you how to thread the machine up using a number sequence, how to add in designs, how to run the embroidery and how to remove it from the machine. Taking a closer look, this is the pattern how I'll be showing you how to thread the machine, following each number which is clearly labelled throughout the whole machine. So stage 1 we'll be looking at is how to thread up. Let's go ahead and do that. For threading up the machine, pop your thread on the pin and start threading through. So we're doing number 1. This thing here is just for tension, so I want to open it up so we can thread it through and then close it again so it gets the right tightness. Straight through number 1 again and through the back of the metal, and we want to go under the clip again for correct tension for the thread. Follow the arrows for direction, so going round, and here we want to go behind the pin and again under the clip, and take the thread straight down, round and back up, and we're going through the hole on the metal. And straight back down and straight through another hole labelled number 1. Now we're going to use a small tool to hook the thread into the little hook that allow us to thread up the machine. So pull it tight. Next we're going to use a self-threading function. So we have to make sure the machine is set to needle point number 1, as that's the number we've just been threading up. And you press the self-threading button at the bottom of the screen. Wrap it around 3 points, up and around to snip the thread, and press the self-threading button again at the bottom, and that's setup complete. Okay, so as you can see we have all the colours threaded and ready to go. Next we need to change the order on screen so that the numbers match up with the colours that we've just threaded. So here you can see numbers with the colours next to them, and they correlate to the numbers on the machine. And we're just going to go ahead and change the colours to make sure they match up. So I want to add in the colours that we have on the machine in here by typing in their colour number. We want to select Madeira Rayon, which is the type of thread that we're using. Enter the number in and hit set. And then we move across to a new box and continue adding the rest of the numbers till we have all the colours that are threaded on the machine entered into the machine. And press OK. And we want to go back to each number and check the colours we've just added and match them up with the numbers. So go back to the 300, which is where we've now just saved all the new colours. I want to click on the colour, press set, reset, and it will store it under number 1, matching the thread colour on number 1. So to go ahead and do that for all the other colours. And I forgot to add in the red, so we're just going to go to the main menu of colours. As red is a common colour we use, it's stored under this section. Just set and reset as before and click OK. Now we're ready to go. So we want to take the dongle and pop it into the USB slot on the machine and press the USB button to access the designs. Next we look through the list to locate the specific design that we're going to be working on today, which is the theatre school. Once you find it, click on it and press set. We're going to change the colour order, so I want to click on the colour button and go into 300 to select our colours. This menu here is the order in which it's going to stitch. So into 300 gives you the colours we've just input, and we're going to match the numbers up with the order on the colour printout sheet. As you can see here, there's numbers 1 to 8, which is the order that matches the numbers on the machine, and we're just going to associate the colours that we've selected with each number in order to create the design we want. As you click each section and click on the colour, it's changing it above, so you can see exactly how it's going to look before it will stitch, making sure it matches the printout exactly. Once we've completed this, you just click OK. And we're ready to run. Okay, so this is the hooping up process. This is the board we're going to use, and we're going to hoop it up for a breast. The metal pegs you see is laid out to hold the frame, and the clip holds the fusible in place. Using our frame, we want to take the inside bit and open up the screw fairly wide so we can get the top part of the frame in place. So we pop it in between the screws so it sits on the board. Next we're going to take our backing, which is already cut into squares. This is dissolvable in the wash, so it disappears after it's been washed. We want to take 2 sheets of paper, 2 sheets of backing, and put it under the clip, just like so. Next we take our garment and we pull it over the top of the frame, just like we would if we were putting it on. Pull it straight down using the top as a neck to hold it in place. From this, we find the frame located underneath, using the top part of the frame, making sure the extended bit's at the bottom, and press it inside the bit that's already there. And you, holding on to the back and front of the frame, slide it off. Next, we're going to take a screwdriver and tighten the screw. This keeps the frame secure, stopping the garment from sliding out during production. Once the frame's secure, just want to double check it's tight, and we're going to slide it onto the machine. So here we want to make sure the neck of the machine goes straight through the neck hole, making sure there's none of the fabric is caught. Each of the metal clips gets clipped into the side of the machine, so it slides under the metal bar, and you'll hear it click, making sure that the holes and pegs are in the right place. Double check the fabric isn't caught on the machine at each end, and we're ready to stitch. So now everything's ready to go. Hoops in the machine, threads are all threaded up. We now need to run the design. So we're looking for a little box with the marching ants on it at the bottom of the screen, which will just run a test to show you exactly where it's going to stitch. This looks correct, it fits in the frame. So now we're going to start it. So we press embroidery, and we want to lock the screen. And then below it is a button with an arrow on it. We press that and it starts the embroidery. It will stitch it in the order of the colour setup we just chose earlier. And as we go back to the screen in a moment, it will also show you how long it's going to take and the order that it's going to stitch in again. So as we can see here, along the top bar is the colours it's going to stitch in, following the numbers down the side. Below that bar is how long it will take. So we'll return after that to complete it. So now the embroidery is complete, we're going to take the embroidery off the machine. So just pressing the tabs like we did before, unhook the clicks at the end and just slide it off. Now for removing the frame, we want to do it almost backwards to how we did it before. So we want to take the screw and screw it in the opposite direction to loosen the frame off. After this, we can slide the frame apart and take it out of the garment. And turn the top inside out, and we can pull the backing off so that it's just around the embroidery, and we can bin that. Next, we want to take a pair of scissors and just trim away any loose threads. And we're just doing this just to tidy it up. That's the main reason. And once this is done, that is your embroidery complete. Voila, the finished piece.